stagnant property markets of over the past quarters will soon turn a new leaf. That's the latest mood among real estate developers across India. The second quarter findings of the Real Estate Sentiment Index recorded by Knight Frank and FICCI shows a high degree of optimism in the sector on the supplier side, despite severe slowdown in sales in the first 6 months of 2014. Developers, private equity funds and financial institutions questioned across 7 major cities are collectively bullish about the real estate sector for the current and upcoming quarters. With a score below 50 implying pessimism, the FICCI Knight Frank Sentiment Index has entered the optimistic territory, recording a score of 69 in the second quarter of 2014.
It's reflective of a 6-point jump, and therefore showing that both from developers and others who are in the sector itself, that means those who are in the business of real estate, do see an improving sentiment across the board.
For the residential space, a market largely driven by sentiments, over 80% of the developers forecast that new launches and sales volumes will improve in the coming 6 months. And compared to just 14% in quarter 1 of 2014, 62% of the respondents expect prices to go up during the second half of 2014.
This sentiment index was taken in the second quarter, which was just post the elections, shows a tremendous increase in the optimism from all sectors. Optimism in terms of new launches, optimism in terms of new offtake of space and leasing as well as residential, and for the first time a tremendous sentiment increase in terms of expectation that the prices or the rentals might also move up in the coming future.
Even for commercial real estate, sentiments among developers are upbeat, with over 3/4 expecting office space leasing volumes to outstrip supply and rentals to strengthen in the next 6 months. So if developers and lenders are already seeing green shoots of growth, should we assume that execution of stalled projects will pick up pace? Well, the sentiment index shows that 75% of the developers are confident about tackling the crisis of funds.
If I talk about the investors, the international investors, institutional investors, be it the private equity funds, there is a remarkable enthusiasm. It's almost like a second coming, and we are seeing a lot of funds which had sort of ceased to operate in India or had cut down their operations to negligible levels are again very bullish and are raising funds for India investment in real estate. And there's a lot of institutional money which is waiting on the sidelines to be invested.
But when will the upbeat state of mind in the industry translate into a real turnaround on ground? That will become evident during the upcoming festive season when most home seekers finalize their house purchase. In New Delhi, Vasudha Sharma, NDTV.